Hey crafty people, it's Tasha. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I'd love it if you could hit that subscribe button below and the notification bell to stay notified whenever I post a new video. It would mean the world to me. Today I am taking part in another Team Tiny hop. This time we are all celebrating being thankful. Obviously we have Thanksgiving. Well, you have Thanksgiving coming up. I'm British, so we don't celebrate Thanksgiving over here, but that's what we're celebrating, being thankful. And I think that especially in the world that we are currently living in, we should do that, celebrate those things that we do still have to be thankful for. It is a hashtag driven hop, so there's no link to the next participant below. There is just a hashtag. You click that and that will take you to a page with all of the participants in the hop, so that you can sort of keep dipping in and out as and when you have time. And we appreciate every single person that comes and goes through the videos. Every watch, every like, every comment really does matter to me. I love it. Thank you. And if you do like what you see, then as I said, you can hit that subscribe button below. Every time someone subscribes, that also means the world to me, and those are definitely some things that I am feeling particularly thankful for. I'm thankful that I get to do this. I'm thankful that I get to share this with other people, and I'm thankful that people want me to. Everybody that shows an interest, and every conversation that I get to have with you guys, I am thankful for. So today I am painting the statement flowers from All to New. I wanted these flowers for so long and they were sold out everywhere, and it's taken me forever to get them, so I'm quite thankful that I get to have those as well. So I have embossed them in Wow Opaque Bright White, the super fine embossing powder, because obviously it is quite a detailed image. I've done that onto some black watercolour cardstock or watercolour paper, either way. It is the Stonehenge Aqua Cold Press in black. I love this paper. I absolutely love this paper. The paints that I'm using, that's All to New's metallic palette, and yeah, it's just gorgeous. Oh my days, it is gorgeous, and on this paper it just shines. But I really love how thick this paper is. Obviously I'm not adding loads of water, so I didn't bother taping it down or anything, but I didn't get any warping at all. It's so thick, but the paper doesn't like suck up all the water straight away, and it's really good paper. I love it. And those are really good paints. And then I have my nice paintbrush, and I'm feeling very thankful that I have those and that I get to spend time playing with them. It certainly helps me mentally and physically to keep doing things. So yeah, I'm thankful for those things as well. Oh, it's all coming out, isn't it? So with this black paper and the metallic paints, you're kind of working opposite to how you would normally work when painting. So normally you would put your pigment in the shadow areas that you want, and then you might sort of put some in and then clean off your paintbrush and bring some more water and clean it off and bring some more water, so that you are pulling some of that pigment out. But the bulk of the darkest part of the pigment would be in your panel area. Like in your panel areas, what am I on about? In your shadow areas. Whereas with this, you do have to sort of work opposite. You're building up the light rather than building up the shadow, because the paper itself will naturally create that shadow. I hope that makes sense. So as you can see, I'm adding pigment to the top of the leaves where you would normally expect, to be the lightest, and so I'm adding the pigment into my highlights, and then with a clean brush adding water and just sort of encouraging that pigment to sort of just do its thing, and move across through the water. I mean, that's one of the ways that you can tell a good watercolour paper, because yes, I add the water and I sort of gently eke out a little bit of the pigment towards the water, but then I just leave it and it does it itself. It just, yeah, it's beautiful. And the areas that are left without as much pigment are black and they're darker, so that creates your shadow, and the beautiful metallic sparkle of these paints from Altenew, that creates your highlight because the light's naturally shining off them. I had them last Christmas, I think it was, and I'd only used them a couple of times because I was a little bit, I suppose I was a little bit intimidated by them. I didn't really know how to use them, but that was because I was trying to use them on white watercolour paper, and they work on white, don't get me wrong, they work and they look beautiful, but it's not like how they look on here. The black definitely sets them off. It's just beautiful. I posted I didn't have a video for it, I just posted on Instagram a make that I did a couple of weeks back, where I did a large peony bouquet by Gina K Designs, and yeah, a lot of people were like, how have you done it, please tell us, show us. So I decided to make another video, well, a video, because I didn't make one the first time, of using the paints and sort of how I use them. As I've said before, I'm not a professional artist by any stretch of the imagination. Don't pretend to be, don't profess to be, and I'm not here to say this is how you should paint, because I don't know. I paint how I do. I paint how it makes me happy, and I've spent time making a lot of pieces that I don't like and that never see the light of day, because you have to practice these things. That's how it works. I'm just here to show you and tell you my, maybe even, if I tell you my mistakes, then it'll stop you from making the same ones and wasting your supplies as I have done. There's only a couple of the leaves where I decided to do a little bit, add a second layer of paint, because the rest of them I was just happy with them how they are. I think I even left a couple of bits out, just looking at that, I think I did leave a bit of the first flower, where it's folded there, back of the leaf, but you can't tell really. Well, now I've told you, you can probably tell, but I had no idea, did not notice, didn't miss it. The paints, I like to add some water to each one that I am planning on using, and just let that sit there a few minutes. So I just use like a pipette thing to add some water to the ones that I knew that I was going to be using, and let that sit whilst I stamped and embossed the image, and that just helps the pigment and the beautiful shimmer to wake up a little bit, and then you want to sort of swish your paintbrush round over the top, just to really wake it up, to get the best of the paints, make the most of the beautiful. I mean, they're not glittery at all, they are like truly metallic, and they are just beautiful. They look so good, and yeah, I love them, and I'll definitely be using them a lot more. Unfortunately, it's taken me a while to get the I don't know, the confidence to really give them a go, but I'm there now. So yeah, I hope that let me know what you think. Do you like the paints? Do you like the look of them on the black watercolour paper? Is that a look you like? Is it something that you wouldn't personally want to do? So there you go. You can see the shine on that finished piece. I didn't even leave it long to dry, to be honest. I think the whole thing from start to very finish, having the card done was less than an hour. So that was quite good, especially for me. I will be honest that having painted it, that's a good timing for me. So I trimmed it down, and I wasn't sure what to do at first, whether I should have left it to do like a 7x5, but really I wanted to just do a standard A2 size, so I did trim it down. Again, let me know, what would you have done? Would you have trimmed it down, or would you have put it on a larger card base? Interested to know. Yeah, trimmed it down then for a sentiment. As this is a thankful hop, I chose a sentiment from a different stamp set, not the Statement Flowers one, that's Forever Grateful, and I embossed that on a little sliver of the watercolour paper that I had cut off when I added it to, when I cut it down. So that worked out quite well. Foam tape on the back, as I always do, with a bit of glue, so that I've got that extra few seconds wiggle room, because every time I tend to get it wrong and then have to take it off and do it again, because I'm not really that great at lining stuff up. But yeah, I just popped it up on foam tape onto an A2 card base made with Nina 110 pound solar white, so it's a nice heavy card base, which I much prefer because I do like to stack up my elements. So there is my sentiment, Forever Grateful, stamped it and embossed in the same white superfine watercolour, superfine embossing powder. I just glued it straight onto the panel, straight across. I didn't trim it first so that I could decide once it was on there where I wanted it to go, and could then trim it accordingly. So trimmed it right down on one side, and I trimmed it at an angle on the other side for a little bit of extra interest, and that's it. Didn't add any embellishments or anything, no sequins, nothing, which is unlike me, but I just kind of feel like the shine of the flowers is enough. You don't need anything else. I don't want to take away from that with anything else. So that's it. That's the finished card. I hope that you enjoyed this video today. As I said, if you like what you see and you aren't already subscribed, I'd love it if you could subscribe and join our group of crafty people. Don't forget to check out the hashtag to see all of the other amazing, talented artists that are in the hop. Have a lovely and safe week, everybody. Stay crafty. Bye.